Hello, hello! I'm the official narrator. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today we're looking at Blitzle and Zebstrika. You want to put money down on how many times we're going to see Marty? Because I bet we're going to see Marty at least once. How many times? I don't know, but I expect Marty from Madagascar. Literally before recording, I was basically thinking to myself, Zebstrika, it's like Rapidash, but electric. Rapidash is a good play off of that joke. Would I use it as a nickname? No, but I mean, it's Rapidash, but electric. Haywire, I remember being the one Chugga Conroy used, and I remember thinking it was very funny because when I looked up Zebstrika nicknames for myself, I guess it was probably that White 2 randomizer stream I did, I stumbled across this, and I was like, huh, you know, that person that Chugga gave credit to for the nickname wasn't this guy. They just found it off Pokemon.net, submitted it, Chugga said yes, and this right here, Black Havar, probably didn't get the credit for it. But yes, Haywire is a good nickname. I like it, and based off what I recall, this was the best nickname we saw on all of the first page of Google last time I looked it up. So it's all downhill from here. This is one Chugga used. This one I like, but I don't think this boy got the credit he deserved. Blitzkrieg is a generic electric type nickname we've seen multiple times in the past. I'm only acknowledging it just for that fact. But if you haven't figured out that Blitzle's name is based upon this word, I don't know what to tell you. So it's almost like naming your naming it what it's based off. I don't know. Does it count if you name your Charizard Charcoal? Like, it's part of the name? I don't know. But you understand what I'm trying to say. I saw the word Final Fantasy X and was like, well, I feel obligated to talk about that. I don't Final Fantasy, and although it's not a unicorn, neither is Rapidash, so it's only fair to acknowledge it just for that reason. I feel like we've seen Sparkplug before, and I want to say it was probably Electivire that we saw that for, so I'm talking about it just because I feel like I talked about it before. And on the subject, not really on the subject, Rolling Stones reference and Jimi Hendrix reference, if those are your fancy. The only thing is it's just because I'm not huge into either one of them, so it's like I don't know how easy to identify either one of those are going to be to somebody else. So if you think it's a good idea, cool for you, but for me, I'm on the fence about it. I don't think it's bad, I just don't know how easy it will be to identify for somebody else. I kind of want to talk about this one just because it made me laugh. So it's been a while since I've seen anything about Kid Icarus Uprising. I'm fine with it, but at the same time, Phos is so ambiguous, and it's like, okay, well, that's not very obvious. And then I saw this, and I don't know why, but that just made me laugh. I don't even know what this is, but it's like, yeah, they're kind of got no money. That made me laugh. And even if you just type in Kid Icarus, then it gets confused with phosphorus, and I mean, there's that, and little pictures, so it can be deciphered maybe, but it's a little hard. But this guy expected at least one of them, so that's something. It's up to you. I don't necessarily have a problem with it. I just think it's going to be extremely hard to decipher. Generally, I don't click on these because I just personally don't look at them, so I don't see them that often. It's not a deliberate thing. It's just I skim past it. But that kind of made me smile a little bit. That's at least entertaining. You know, I actually feel like he wasn't trying for this one. Like, usually, I feel like there's a little bit of effort in his stupidity. But I feel like this day he was having a bad day. He was feeling a bit off. He felt like he was obligated to make some Pokemon nicknames. So he's just like, what if I just took Volt or Bolt and, like, put it onto 3 of them and called it a day? So Voltstrika is just Zebstrika with Volt in front. So that's, like, pathetic and lazy. And then he's like, well, what if I just get rid of Strika and just call it Volta? And then he's like, well, what if I just take Zebstrika and change the backhand, like get rid of the strike and change it with something else? Like, he was full fucking done with Zebstrika and trying today. Like, this dude probably fucking hammered off his mind, had a shit day at Cool, so we reached the bottom and we had 1, 2, and 3 that were basically not at all nicknames, but just Zebstrika and fancy fonts and all that. And I do want to kind of acknowledge this one because, like, this is talking about Savannah from Animal Crossing, and I honestly feel bad because I feel like Animal Crossing would be a very cool idea for, like, nicknames in Pokemon. But the problem is they all have regular fucking names. So although Savannah's not a very common name for a female, and you could be like, oh, well, Savannah, what's it, Georgia? South Carolina? I think it's Georgia. You could be like, oh, location-based nickname. It's like, okay, but it's also just fucking, what if there was a city just named Bob? I'm sure there probably is, but that's basically kind of what I'm thinking about. I don't know. I wish Animal Crossing was a bit more creative with naming, but they stride more towards the realistic side of naming, so it kind of doesn't work as far as reference materials, in my opinion. But in other words, like, if they did, it'd be perfect. What's his name? What's the owl? Blathers. There you go. Like, that's a good one. But I don't know. Timmy, Tommy, those don't work. Anyway, spreadsheet has Grant Ma. Who the fuck is Grant? Bolt was also, wasn't that? Bolt was a dog. I knew there was a film called Bolt. So I don't get that one. And then Alette, how the fuck do you say her name again? Elisa? Alessa? I think it's Elisa. That one's fine. Her actual signature Pokemon is Zebstrika. That is why you were hearing the Nimbasa music. Also, little known fact for you, because this actually kind of went over my head, and I asked my brother, and he said it went over his too. Black and White 2 are the only games in the entire series that the gyms all have custom music. And you would think a small detail like that would be carried over into further and more installments, but they don't do that. And it's a shame because that's such a nice small touch. And I kind of wish they did keep doing it because it makes everything feel unique and cool, but I don't know. It just kind of sucks. But because each gym has their own theme, I get to expand upon, you know, the other Pokemon the gym leader get to use and have two references to them. But that's it. Haywire was still the best. Thorus was an unexpected thing that I normally don't click on these, not because like I have a problem with them. It's just I scroll. I'm like, if you're not big, I'm not gonna know. You know, size matters. I might go back and look at these, but after looking through a little bit of this, I got a feeling like it might be one of those like 1,000 replies kind of posts, and I'm just gonna dread it and not feel like it kind of things, because for the most part, most of the links I look at aren't super long. But Haywire and Thorus were the two. So if you got it, we actually didn't see Marty at all. Son of a bitch, I lost the bet. All right, well, whatever quantity you bet, you've won. Congratulations. Whatever ideas and suggestions you have for Zebstrika, feel free to put in the comments below. Give a thumbs up to the ones that you think are good. You could probably just call it Madagascar, honestly. That'd probably be a better name opposed to just Marty, because then you could reference the film without being, well, I don't think anyone's not going to know who Marty is. I think everyone's going to understand a zebra named Marty. We have rules, we have order in this channel. I am the judge, I'm the defense, I'm the prosecutor, and I'm the executioner. Good day, sir. Or ma'am.